I am on day 60 today, and tomorrow is when I am going off plan because I have my next round of treatment. When I say off plan, it's kind of not right. I am off of the one-to-one diet plan, but I am fully on my plan of what I'm going to be eating to stay in control and to maintain over the next week, with a view to being back on plan, fingers crossed all being well, next Monday. So I thought today I would share with you something that I've really been working on a lot, almost without really realizing, and it's been a real awakening for me over the last 2 days. Yesterday I spoke about how Wednesday was a very difficult day for me, and with my pain increasing, and I ended up moving to step 3. Yesterday was a step 3 day as well, which is fab. I'm still on plan. It's just I've moved up a step to help me cope. One of my downline, Ali, she sent me a graphic, if you like, and I've been thinking about it non-stop, and it's about how we tend to go into a story or an explanation in our heads of why we're feeling a certain way. I'm very much culpable of this, and I encourage it in myself, and I encourage it with my clients, because I do think it's important to try to understand and get to the root cause of what's making you feel uncomfortable, because that way lies control over what you then do. So I talk a lot about having a coffee cup, and your coffee cup represents your ability to cope. So your capacity for coping with stuff that life throws at you, and the coffee that's in it represents the stuff that happens to you in life that's very stressful. And if you've had a lot of very stressful things happening, that coffee cup can be overflowing, and the coffee can be all over the table, and you are then faced with two things that you can do about that. You either get a bigger coffee cup, and you do that by working on the way you manage stress. So it might be doing a bit more exercise, getting outside into nature, doing some form of meditation, doing deep breathing, having some fun, looking at your life schedule, getting help where you need it, saying no more often. All those sorts of things will all help you to build your resilience, if you like, and your ability to cope with the stuff that life is throwing at you. And then the other thing that you can do at the same time is you can look at the coffee and figure out, is there anything I can do about that coffee? So those are sort of are very obvious practical ways that require you to think. It requires you to be cognitive about what it is that's happening to you. And the picture or graphic that Ali sent me was the complete opposite of that, and it really stopped me in my tracks and got me thinking, and I've been mulling on it non-stop ever since. So I'm going to share it with you all, because it is, the more I think about it, the more I think, oh my goodness, that is so true. So the graphic is all about, and what I'll do on my client groups is I will post it for you all as well to see after I've posted these videos, this video today. What it is it's all about separating yourself from the story. So I was talking to my sister today on the phone, and she said she's doing a course at the moment on spirituality in her work that she does. And she was talking about how we're made up of the physical, the spiritual, and the mind. And as we were talking together today, I thought this graphic that Ali sent is all about focusing us away from the mind and that thinking and that story weaving that can be very helpful sometimes, but at other times can be very unhelpful. And if you backtrack to my video yesterday, yes, it was very helpful for me to figure out where that was all coming from, but it doesn't change the difficulties I was facing over the last couple of days, but it doesn't change anything. Whereas this kind of does. So I've written it all out, and I'm going to read it to you now. So it's entitled How to Feel Your Feelings. And in brackets, a thing that sounds obvious but totally isn't, and it so isn't. So the first thing you do is you notice that an unpleasant feeling arises. The second thing you do is your mind launches into whatever inner story accompanies this feeling. So for instance, it might be, I can't diet. I've never been able to do it, and I'm not going to be able to do it now, if you're finding it particularly hard. Or for me, with everything, with my head pain rearing up recently, it was very much, this is really scary. I've got to back away from this quickly, because I was weaving all sorts of stories around. I might be like this forever. What if the treatment that I'm getting stops working? What if I have to come off the strong painkillers? Blah, blah, blah. Scary, 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 back away. It might be stuff like I'm unlovable, or I'm no good at something. Stop your thinking your feelings. Stop your thinking your feelings. The third thing is you redirect your mind away from these thoughts and into the sensations in your body. So you're moving away from the body, away from the mind, and into the body. Mentally name them. So it might be, my chest is tight. So me right now, I've got my next round of treatment tomorrow. I'm really nervous about it. I can feel this band of tightness across my chest whenever I think about it. My breathing gets a bit shallow and a bit rapid. There are definitely butterflies in my tummy, so I can feel that sort of knotted feeling. These are all sensations that I'm feeling in my body. And then what you do, the fourth thing, is you breathe into the feeling or the sensation and you allow it. And what we do as foodies and people who have that connection with food is we tend to use food, which is definitely what I've been doing over the last few days, legitimate, allowed food by being on plan, albeit up a step. But I've been using that food when I'm at a quieter point in my day, when I'm not so busy, when I can't distract myself from those thoughts, and I've been using food, and that's often what we tend to do. So we are redirecting our mind away from the thoughts and into the sensations in your body, mentally naming them, like I just said. And then you breathe into the feeling and the sensation and you allow it. So it may be that you just have a bit of a cry. I might need to, I don't feel I need to cry about what's happening tomorrow, but I'm feeling very nervous, and maybe I just need to allow myself to feel that, and to maybe have a thump of a pillow or shake or do whatever I need to do. Your mind, point 5, will really, really want to keep taking you back into that thought story mode. Definitely true for me. And when this happens, all you do is redirect it. It's totally normal. Redirect that straight back into your body. And the more I've been doing it, the more I find I'm able to do that. So as soon as I start trying to think about why and what's causing this, which, as I said, is important in one way, but if it's not helping, if there's nothing you can do about it, it's not going to help, is it? It's just going to keep you in that story loop. So then what you do, point 6, is you take deep breaths, keep feeling into your body and let the feeling exist. And this is really important, and trust that it will leave. Observe it changing and then watch it moving. It might change to a different part of your body, or it might change in its intensity. And then notice that it will pass and that you have survived. And that this next bit that I've actually added myself, say to yourself, I am strong enough to deal with it. I am strong enough to deal with it, because you are.